Hi, everybody. Welcome to another fascinating Golden Debate Show as the Golden World turns. EarlyWinterMod.com. Like, comment, share, and download as much as you possibly can.
Both on deck.
Let's get it in. Let's debate for the facts, debate for the truth.
Word, if you don't know, we are the Golden Speaker Box with the dual tape decks.
Most definitely time to hunt these fans. Let's get it in.
Hit them with it. Yow, yow, yow. Got some knowledge for them? What are we going to hit it with? Let me know.
First, we're going to get it in with our man 2 Minute News from YouTube.
La noticia de 2 minutos de YouTubery.
Golden Debate Show. Yeah, the Golden Debate Show. Golden Show. Wow. Golden Debate Show. We gon' talk about this all about the Golden Debate Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of News in 2 Minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know. Let's begin. Israel has launched a series of airstrikes against Syrian military sites in response to a roadside bombing that wounded 4 of its soldiers. The attack struck multiple targets, including an office headquarters, training facility, and artillery batteries, where at least 1 Syrian soldier has been killed in the latest escalation of violence connected to the Syrian civil war and an increasing unease settling over the Middle East. The United Nations is reporting that an offshoot of al-Qaeda executed members of rival Syrian rebel groups that were captured during intense fighting in January, leading the panel of investigators to prepare a series of war crime charges against individuals within the country. U.S. Vice President Joe Biden is said to have escalated tensions with Russia by claiming that the country is on a dark path to isolation with its actions in Ukraine, and that the United States will respond in turn to any aggression that it sees coming from countries that are currently considered NATO allies. A new report by the American Association for the Advancement of Science discusses the impact of global climate change that will be felt by citizens across the world, where the organization warns of unpredictable and potentially irreversible changes in the natural environment and a growing food scarcity due to crop failures and increasingly dangerous weather systems. Scientists stress that the current patterns of global climate change, which include both extreme cold and heat systems as well as increasingly deadly storm systems, will likely affect crop growth in such a way that it will be both noticeable and felt by the average person in the coming years. The former Prime Minister of Japan has reportedly admitted to German lawmakers that the dangerous situation at the Fukushima nuclear power plant is yet to be resolved 3 years after the initial meltdown that continues to leak radioactive water into the ocean, an act that scientists say may cause irreparable harm to the world's ecosystem and large-scale die-offs among Earth's marine life. And to wrap things up, violence between Israel and Palestine is increasing after Israeli soldiers fired on a Palestinian attempting to break through a separation fence at West Bank. The Chinese Center for Health Protection is confirming a number of new H7N9 cases along the Chinese mainland, and a 5.9 in Chile, followed by a 5.6 in Taiwan, and a notable 4.7 in Iran.
Okay, so John Coleman is the founder of the Weather Channel, and he doesn't believe in global warming.
Hello, I'm John Coleman, and the name of this presentation is There Is No Significant Global Warming.
Is that going?
And I'm the guy that is just doggone sure of that. Now, you may think that I'm just a paid-off shill, big oil, or something of that sort. No. They've never given me a nickel. I'm a television weathercaster with 60 years' experience, a meteorologist. I was the first weatherman on Good Morning America. I'm the man who founded the Weather Channel, and this is my accomplishment. Broadcast Meteorologist of the Year from the American Meteorological Society, of which I was a professional member for many years. I finally quit the AMS when it became very clear to me that the politics had gotten in the way of the science, and it was time to talk about something else. Now, did we have a winter or what in 2013-14? Oh, man, did we ever. When I called for my brother in Ohio, his wife said he wasn't coming in from shoveling the snow to talk to some guy in California. Oh, man, how could you tout global warming when it was the coldest, snowiest, bitterest winter in 30 years, which it was across the United States? And it would take a lot of gall to put out a statement, as our NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Agency, did, claiming that it was 2013 was the warmest year. But I mean, it's sheer silliness. It is manipulation of the data. I have studied the issues carefully and completely, as a good scientist can, and reached an absolute firm conclusion that there is no global warming.
And do you have any idea who this man is?
Yes, we have. It appears their agenda is political.
Well, I don't care what their agenda is. This is science. I won't be scared into not doing my research.
This man is not your normal radical.
It's science!
In California, newly revealed documents show local police are using powerful devices that allow them to secretly collect location and other data from cell phones. Known as stingrays, the devices pose as cell towers to intercept real-time data from all cell phones in a certain radius. While their use by federal agencies was previously known, new records obtained by News 10 in Sacramento show stingrays are in wide use by police forces in California, from Los Angeles to Sacramento and Oakland, where they were used to make 19 arrests in 2009 alone. According to News 10, quote, when Miami-Dade police in Florida submitted a grant application to buy a stingray, they told the city council they needed one to monitor protesters at an upcoming World Trade Conference. Parking a stingray outside the protest would give law enforcement the names and telephone numbers of everyone nearby, News 10 said.
I was saying how I was watching Batman, The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger, and at one point in the movie, Bruce Wayne had Mr. Fox use all the cell phones like sonar so he could find Heath Ledger and all the hostage.
And they're concerned about that.
They can do a lot of shit
in terms of how far these actions could go.
It's more of concerning.
Hey guys, Dabu 7, March 19, 2014.
Abu Dhabi?
And this is a good
my man,
piece
that
I
was
want to share with everyone.
And
let them know that yes, these trolls are real.
Right on your phone on
Golden.
Super flaggers.
So this kid's
These
pretty
guys
much breaking
are on a
down how
payroll.
YouTube's hiring thousands
And
of
it's
people to
real
just
deal.
flag and troll
What
on
they've
people's
done here is they've come out and they've
videos
stated
that
that they've hired 200 more individuals and organizations. Now that's huge. Somebody just breezing over this could see that as 200 individuals, but organizations is a big word, because what this means is that could be thousands of people. Now what they go on to state is they've given them these powers because they want to lock in on, child safety and all these excuses they give. At the same time, they're snatching your freedoms. Now, what I'm seeing just out of this is that they're giving the flaggers a highlight content option, pretty much, at scale. Instead of selecting just one video at a time, they're giving them a whole plethora to check out. Now, UK government flaggers had already been given a number of super flagging powers, so to speak, because of the proliferation of jihadist material. Now, this is what concerns me. They're saying that they absolutely do not tolerate, they have a zero tolerance policy towards content that incites violence, okay, in their community guidelines. Now, with that said, I want you to think for a moment. All the war coverage going on, okay, stuff needs to be seen. Not even if people are getting killed, but maybe they're just showing fighting, shooting, protests in the streets. All of this could fall under their terms of violence at some point, and these flaggers can just start flagging down all of your information. You see what I'm saying? They're setting this up tactically here, and as soon as it really hits the fan and you're wanting to see all this information, it's not going to be there, because the guys that are trying to deliver this to you are getting flagged, and since it's zero tolerance, their accounts are removed and they're banned. You see, that's how big of a deal this is. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that yes, the trolls, the shills, they're real, and they're being paid. As always, I'll leave a link so you guys can read the full article yourself. Till next time, this has been Tabu 7.
Okay, so this next clip is pretty interesting. These two gentlemen are going to get goofy, but they're going to break down parallel universes and multi-universes. So they could be a good and a bad tone,
mythical
and a good
morning.
and a bad creepy here
mythical
and somewhere
beast.
else.
Word.
Things are
And somewhere
teleporting,
else.
time
And
travel,
about to get
parallel
we like how much
universe.
share and download
Okay.
100
Things are
times so
about
that
to
the
get
Golden Show.
Just know it, no matter what
convoluted.
universe
Now,
you are in,
probably
the Golden
heard
Show,
talk
Golden
of the
Debate Show, the
multiverse,
Golden
of
Real,
parallel universes.
earlymoneymob.com.
Okay, I mean, you watch science
the
fiction,
realest.
you've seen this in different places, this idea that there are other dimensions or other universes out there that are slightly different from ours.
Parallel universes.
Right. And I think that most people, me being one of those people, just kind of assumes that this just seems like a weird science fiction idea that is really intriguing, and people like to talk about it, and it does create some great storylines.
Right. This is good for the movies.
Right. But interestingly enough, and I'm not going to be able to do an adequate explanation of this, so I'm not even going to try to give you a scientific explanation.
Okay.
There are, I will say this much, there are legitimate scientists out there who have made certain observations in things like quantum mechanics and other sciences that I cannot comprehend or understand.
And our guest today is one of those quantum physicists.
Yeah, it's me. No, we don't have an expert. You have a guy that has read some Wikipedia articles.
A guy in a green shirt.
Yeah.
And me beside him.
But what I can say is they're legitimate. They've made observations out there that have suggested that this could be a legitimate theory, okay? And it is in dispute. But there are a lot of scientists who think that the mathematical observations and things support this. But let me just talk about the intriguing idea of parallel universes. It is the idea, called the many worlds theory, that there are many, possibly an infinite number of realities that are created and even constantly being created in every single thing that could have happened, every single thing that is possible.
There's got to be a lot of unscrupulous people that are sort of capitalizing on that. Niggas in the bar. People who never were shamans that just figure out the recipe, cook it up, start serving people and squeezing tits.
Word, you talking about shamans?
This is the best job ever.
The Godfather.
Dudes are fucked up. I'm touching their dicks. It's awesome.
And they give me $200 a night, which is like a monthly salary in my country. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense. It seems like they need like an accreditation thing, like sort of like, you know, where'd you get your PhD? Columbia. Oh, that guy's legit. You know, where'd you get your ayahuasquero license to practice? What? You know, it doesn't exist. But I mean, like, it's almost more important than being a PhD. I mean, the ability to accurately describe what happens in those dimensions to someone who hasn't experienced it is impossible. The idea behind what you're experiencing is so fantastic that any words to describe it are going to fall short. So the guy who could administer that, the function of that person in your society and your culture, is uniquely important in a really intense way. Just as important as someone who's a doctor, just as important as someone who's a teacher, just as important as any important aspect of our community that we consider to be a cornerstone, whether it's medical or legal or any of those things. Like, having someone who can give you that experience is that's a huge role. But, you know, who's doing it? These fucking weird guys that are touching you while you're passed out, you know?
And not all of them are bad. There's some really amazing healers.
Of course.
I had lost faith almost, Joe, and then I met some incredible, real ayahuasqueros, and ayahuasquera, a woman who's been doing it for years, and they were so profoundly helpful.
So here's a clip from Uncle Adam and Uncle John from the No Agenda Show. This is the Golden
and they said
Debate
they
Show,
were surprised
at
the degree to which even dissenters in countries
they're intercepting an everything sign. Hashtag advance for listening. Are you?
Don't use the tools that are available to them to scramble their communications because it's too complicated.
Okay, so why doesn't the executive chairman change that? No, he's not going to. Now, on to Steve Levy, who's going to explain exactly how these companies work and why these companies exist.
Here's a tweet from a viewer who asks this: how much money does a typical company make off of our data? Percentage of profit. Can we forbid them from keeping data beyond a billing cycle? Do these companies make money from the government for mining this data and handing it over?
What would the correct answer be, John C. Dvorak?
The correct answer is that most of the large companies, Twitter, Facebook, Google, these people hold data and sell it to the government or anybody else who wants to buy it, and it's a very profitable business. That's the correct answer.
When are you having drinks with Steve Levy next?
So... oh
crap! Oh no! Well, here's what's going through his mind. Oh man, if I tell the truth, Eric Schmidt will never let me back on the jet. Oh, I'll be banned from the Googleplex. Oh, what am I going to say?
For mining this data and handing it over.
Sergey, no.
So, the first part of the question, whether it's from the government or not, just from their own use, gets really to the essence of what's complicated for these companies about this. Because these companies, as your tweeter implies, their model of serving the customer is based on having information about the customer and being able to target information those users want, or to deliver the information that they want based on who they are. That's really important to those companies. And those companies sort of those companies want to cut a deal with us.
And Steve Levy, I just want to jump in at that point, because they sell this information then to other companies who want that research?
No, they don't sell it. They don't sell it. They use it for themselves.
That's bullcrap. They sell it. It's a known fact.
No.
To make our lives better.
They use it for themselves to make our lives better, John. Not for advertising. It's to make our lives better. Yes, that's what they do.
The deal when we search in Google is that Google might, store our behavior while we search and what we click on, but then they give us better search results.
Oh, that's why. I always wondered why they stored all that data.
Facebook says that, if they know more about us...
Yeah, it's okay.
No, it's 13 seconds. Come on.
They could provide more relevant information when we go on Facebook and look on that news feed that scrolls by there.
Oh, more relevant information.
They don't.
John, it's not selling. It's a reimbursement. I think we should stop calling it donations and just call it a reimbursement.
Reimbursement?
Levy is a big liar. All right.
He gets on one of these what do you call it?
This one out. Golden Debate Show. You can check out our Golden Show, which is our music show. But let's get into some music.
Comment, share,
download a lot of our stuff. So go to earnmoneymind.com, checking it out.
Word. Stay golden, stay enlightened, and be aware. Roll that gold.
Word.
Make it happen, now what fools is used to. I come from you, but to stifle to you. I'm signing on to and silence all who underestimate anyone in my crew. No matter what type of view, we lock the times too. Toss the keys inside of the stew. I thought you knew. I summon my dude, let him show you the way. How we load up them guns, but you don't want them to spray. What the fuck you want to say? A whole lot of nothing. If your life in his hands, there's no more nothing. When them niggas come around, there's no more front. Them niggas gon' set it and you know guns bustin'. Police come around, I don't know nothing. We make hits, everybody else is stone cold button. Make the earthquake shake, they gon' all need construction. They soft like the coke and we hustle. Yeah, who the fuck want it? Get it in your next word, it's absurd the way I arrange these verbs. I'm so deranged like my brain's on serve. Yes sir, I'm just lifted off the herb. To me, I'm the best unheard MC. Haters concur, confirm an emergency. With urgency, I'm certainly more than you can currently handle. And this is just a sample. Come on, roll the dice, gamble. Oh, I ain't tell you, they call me Mike Gambles. I can take your bet, I'm a fucking wreck every time I hit the booth. Rhyme so tight, flow mistaken for a noose. Too late to call a truce, no peace treaties. I want it all, I'm greedy. The kitchen mic ripe, I'm just plucking off my kiwi. This is King Midas, and you're definitely coming through with Golden Show, Golden Debate Show, Early Morning Mob, yo. We straight golden, yo. Golden. Got that golden touch like King Midas. Bow down to your highness. GBS on the finest. MC that rep New Haven, that be the 203. I love gold,
so I listen to the Golden Show while I get my golden debate on. Two-tone tortellini, crispy calzone. Stay laced with them golden mics. Killing these bears by shutting that lie, while the media distract us with they lies. Ain't no wool covering these eyes. Time to kick it into overdrive. Do the bullshit, start up your demise. No mac and cheese served without pole for me. Them GMOs gotta go, because I'm strapped with that golden knowledge. Using my mind before I get brolic. Spraying UV rounds laced with garlic. It's confirmed we got the target, so we headed back to the Golden Temple, training for the war against the Sentinels. Putting in that work, clocking them hours. Verse so tight, we sent the track of flowers. Man's life is the way of cowards, so we stay hungry, ready to devour. We can feel anyone cloaked in darkness. Golden light shining through your flesh, shining ashes. In order for us to survive, we need the masses. Burn together to stop the madness. Come on, playing field is level, because we all have golden medals.
Golden, yo, got a couple rhymes, hold up a golden. Do it for your kids, hold up for kids, do it for the dead, next to men, do it for the golden, do it again. Yo, fire like a fireman, why can't we fly, man, up to the sky? I'm mile high, survive and thrive, yo, it's do or die, roll the die, get golden, you know how it be. In a compass, never lies, on the divide, so you gotta watch me. Start off the track, start off the flow, cause you gotta anticipate it, yo. I'm caught in the moment, yo, so hot that it's airy, it got me big like hot. That's scary, women all blueberry, but they berry. Orange peels cold with some kids, that my trick. Feel like rice, mom first. Into like bites. Do it right, no time to waste. Yo, it's a rat race. Yo, it's a rat race. Off my flow, now I'm locked in, golden, yo. Golden show, golden scrolls and golden shows and golden, yo, I'm golden.
Other people, all of a sudden it looked like almost a majority are saying, hey, the government's gone too far, and Barack Obama's politically inclined, so he's moving. He's been moving away from it. He's going to keep the basic program as elementary.
Maybe he didn't want to know about it.
He doesn't care about
Just a moment.
He doesn't care about a lot of things in depth.
And I think in our campaign, which is different, although we have a long way to go, we're what I call on the upslope. You know, our numbers go up each day, and the amount of money that's coming in is improving. So the internet, I think, is it. The internet is the big thing. It doesn't mean that you can do everything on the internet, but it might be the real organizer. And literally, the internet has been spontaneous for us. But I think our candidacy is different than the others because we're philosophically motivated and we're not a top down. We try our best to be well organized, but the truth is we have trouble keeping up with the spontaneous organizations of groups around the country just popping up. I mean, it's literally freedom. So when I talk about freedom and people know about the freedom of the internet, there must be a connection there. Oh yeah, freedom of the internet. I can look and go here and pick this and talk to my friends and all this thing. So, and of course, I don't want to ever tax the internet, and I don't want to regulate the internet. And that's one thing that really gives us a chance to combat this horrendous movement to big government, because we can talk to a lot of people. So I see it as very exciting and something that is very beneficial. And if we ever get wind of the fact that the government wants to regulate or tax, that is a bad sign. Of course, it's in the winds. Even at times, they bring up the UN about regulating the internet because it's a world phenomenon. I see this as a very dangerous notion. But right now, I think they're going to have a little trouble reining in the internet. And
so they pretty much broke down internet freedoms. This is an older clip, but it ties into now. Actually, the vampires are actually thinking about giving up all control on and not being so on the internet and actually lifting a lot of the freedoms. Once it's just it's a big switch though, because I mean somebody else is going to come in. They're going to say they're a company on our side, and then they're really going to take our shit even more.
Word, these fucking vamps.
Let's see how well I do at reading a couple funny news articles. Wow. Golden Debate Show. Yeah. Kind of live, eh? Yeah, we're just doing one of the best podcasts ever. Let's do it. Pet dog eaten by python in North Queensland, once I believe is in Australia. Reports are coming through from North Queensland that a family dog has been eaten by a python. It is the second report of a family pet being eaten by a snake in the last 10 days in Australia after a Chihuahua Maltese cross was devoured by a snake in North South Wales.
Where's Jake the Snake at?
Lauren Scott, Mick Jagger's girlfriend, found dead. Suicide suspect. Model, designer, stylist, and Mick Jagger's girlfriend, Lauren Scott, has been found dead in her Manhattan apartment at 211 Avenue. She was found by her assistant this morning after, according to some reports, committing suicide after her body was found hanging from a scarf on the doorknob. That hanging shit's old school, dude. I don't know. It's always fishy whenever I see some of that, but... Dumb Chelsea fans. There is no one stupider than a Chelsea fan scorned, it seems. After Chelsea lost to Aston Villa at the weekend, Chelsea fans took to Twitter to direct their anger to the referee, Chris Foy. However, many fans directed their anger wrongly to Olympic gold medalist Sir Chris Foy instead. Football fans beginning in, and I mean real soccer fans, not football, you know? You alright over there, dude? You twitting?
Mm-hmm. I'm over here twitting and rolling gold.
Rolling gold. Real life Grand Theft Auto caught on film in Denver. We've read that before. A lot of these we've read. Paul Walker's sunglasses are on auction. That ain't good.
EarlyMorningMob.com.
Golden Debate Show. If you can wrap this interesting show up. I've seen this little article that seemed pretty interesting. Just after it vanished from civilian radar, Flight 370 reportedly climbed 45,000 feet, well above the plane's approved altitude. It changed course several times in a deliberate manner as if it was still being steered by a pilot. Citing American officials and others familiar with the investigation, the New York Times reports that the radar data collected by the Malaysian military shows that the plane's rapid ascent followed a turn to the west. The plane then descended to 23,000 feet before changing course again, flying northwest over the Strait of Malacca in the direction of the Indian Ocean. From the Times, you know I said that word wrong, but I don't give a fuck. The combination of altitude changes and at least two significant course corrections could have had a variety of explanations, including an international diversion by a pilot or a hijacker, or even uneven flying because of a disabled crew. The erratic movements of the aircraft after it diverted course and it flew over the country. It also raised questions about why the military did not respond in real time to the flight emergency. Malaysian officials have acknowledged the military radar may have picked up the plane, but have said that they took no action because it did not appear hostile. There is also this terrifying bit of information. An Asian-based pilot of Boeing also said, not to be identified because he was not authorized to speak to the reporters, said in an ascent above the plane's service limit of 43,000 feet, along with the depressurized cabin, could have rendered the passengers and crew unconscious and could have been a deliberate mover by a pilot or a hijacker. So,
EarlyMorningMob.com.
Tablets everywhere.
Word,
so
we have falling everything.
Yeah, so end it. Tell them where to go. We got literally like 3 more minutes.
EarlyMorningMob.com. Like, comment, share, and download.
Golden Show, Golden Debate Show, EarlyMorningMob.com. Like, comment, share, and download as much as you can, especially this show.
Punch them with it.
And holla at us and
get that information.
Fucking fight, man.
Get that knowledge.
Bada bing, bada boom. Kick it in.
Arrivederci.
The obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed.
This is Kid Midas, and you're listening to the Golden Show. It's Kid Midas. Certified.
Golden Show. All faults and opinions are solely that of the host. Spring's coming, everybody. Tomorrow's the official day.
Spring is here.
Yeah, what are you talking about? 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 All that talking like this, like that, all day in your hood. Golden shows, golden roast. strobe lights, laser lights. Look at my gold, tripping tonight. Happy shit, one more, don't put it up. No, he said, we're talking like this, talking like that. We're talking. Golden Debate Show, Golden Debate Show, Golden Debate Show. We like this, we're talking hood, draw no line. MC better talk with big chat. You know we're coming after that. Golden Show, Golden Robes, Golden Boss,